The Squirrel Who Painted Autumn. Once upon a time, in the heart of a grand American forest, where maple trees blushed red and golden and acorns fell like tiny treasures, there lived a little squirrel named Hazel. Hazel wasn't like the other squirrels in her bustling woodland neighborhood. She was a curious soul, with a streak of creativity that sparkled brighter than the morning dew. Hazel loved autumn more than any other season. While her friends gathered nuts for winter and leapt from branch to branch in a hurry, Hazel would pause and gaze at the swirling leaves, mesmerized by their colors. Fiery reds, dazzling oranges, mellow yellows, and deep browns. The forest became a giant painting, and Hazel wished she could add her own strokes to the canvas. But Hazel wasn't sure how. She didn't have brushes or paints or even a piece of paper. She sighed, watching the breeze carry leaves through sunbeams, longing to make something beautiful herself. One day, while Hazel sat on her favorite branch, she noticed a group of children hiking along the forest path. They laughed and pointed at the trees, their cheeks rosy from the crisp air. In the hands of one little girl, Hazel spotted something unusual, a set of bright, sparkling paints. Hazel's heart skipped a beat. "If only I could paint like that," she whispered. But then an idea tiptoed into her mind like a shy chipmunk. Maybe she didn't need store-bought paints at all. Maybe the forest itself was full of colours, just waiting to be discovered. Determined, Hazel scampered down to the forest floor. She searched high and low, gathering treasures along her way. She found crushed blueberries from a bush, their juice as blue as the autumn sky. She discovered golden pollen from wildflowers, soft and shimmering. She even stumbled upon a patch of red clay, sticky and bold. Hazel dipped her tiny paws into each colour, grinning at her newfound palette. Hazel's first canvas was an old fallen log. She dipped her paw into the blueberry juice and painted a swirl across the bark. Next came streaks of golden pollen, then dots of red clay. The log came alive with colour. Hazel's very own masterpiece. She painted every day. She painted leaves with patterns, stones with bright spots, and even made tiny murals on the bark of trees. The other animals watched in wonder. Rabbits hopped closer, their noses twitching with curiosity. Birds fluttered down, chirping excitedly. Even the shy deer peeked from behind the bushes, marveling at Hazel's art. One blustery day, as Hazel painted a leaf with a burst of orange marigold petals, a gust of wind swept through the forest. Her painted leaf tumbled and twirled, flying high above the treetops. It drifted onto the trail, where the children from before found it. They gasped at the beautiful patterns. A swirl of blue, a dash of gold, a splash of red. Who made this? They wondered aloud. Hazel watched from her branch, her heart fluttering with pride. The children began searching for more painted treasures. They collected leaves, stones, and twigs, each adorned with Hazel's creative touch. Soon the forest was buzzing with excitement as everyone tried to guess the mysterious artist. The news spread, and animals from every corner of the woods came to see the squirrel who painted autumn. Hazel felt shy at first, but the happiness in her heart grew bigger than any acorn. She realized that her art brought joy and wonder to everyone around her, not just herself. One day, the wise old owl called a meeting in the moonlit clearing. All the animals gathered, and Hazel sat at the front, her bushy tail twitching nervously. The owl spoke softly, his voice echoing through the trees. "Hazel, you have shown us that beauty can be made from what we find all around us. You've turned autumn into an adventure, and you've made our forest shine." Hazel beamed, her cheeks rosy like apples. She thanked her friends, promising to teach them how to paint with nature's colours. And so, every autumn, Hazel and her friends would gather wild berries, clay, and petals. Together, they painted the forest, leaving trails of colour for everyone to enjoy. As the years passed, Hazel's art became a cherished tradition. Even when the snows of winter covered the land, the memories of those painted leaves and logs warmed every heart. Visitors, Children, grown-ups, and animals alike would come looking for the squirrel who painted autumn, hoping to find a splash of color and a sprinkle of wonder. Hazel knew that her greatest masterpiece wasn't just the painted leaves or the colorful stones. It was the happiness she shared, the laughter, the friendships, and the joy of creating something new. And every autumn, as the first leaf turned gold and the forest came alive with the magic of color, Hazel remembered that creativity can bloom anywhere, as long as you believe in yourself and the beauty of the world around you. The end. But maybe it's not the end after all, because every autumn, somewhere in a forest, a curious squirrel might look at a falling leaf and wonder, what if I could paint the world? And with a little imagination, a little courage, and a whole lot of heart, the story of Hazel, the squirrel who painted autumn, comes alive again in every brushstroke of nature's masterpiece. For in the great American forest, where the wind sings and the leaves dance, creativity is always waiting to be discovered. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, the next painted leaf you find was made by a clever little squirrel, dreaming up new colors and sharing the magic of autumn with the world.